reused geothermal power plant water, like the Blue Lagoon. This is the secret lagoon. Welcome to Christoffer's magical Icelandic hot springs tour, day 2. Last night, after coming from Reykjavik and Reykjavik, I drove about an hour to a place called Secret Lagoon. And this is a built place, natural hot pockets or hot springs around here, but they built this whole facility around it. It cost 2,800 Icelandic kroners, about 25 US to get in here, but they got showers, they got Wi-Fi, they got a restaurant, you know, it's warm, it's cozy, so if you feel like, go for it. Oh, that's the geyser. That's a small geyser. That was pretty cool. See, stuff like that happens. And you can walk around the properties. I'm gonna walk as I talk. And yeah, so they have all the facilities. I'm gonna have some lunch here, check out some business emails, and then head off about 10 minutes, about 10 kilometers away from here should be another smaller, more natural hot springs, and I'm not expecting that many people to be there. This was quite full actually when I came this morning, or about an hour and a half ago. I've been here for a couple of hours, something like that already. But this is pretty cool. I'm going to show you the actual hot spot, the hot pool from above. It's okay. I don't know if it's worth 25 US to come every day, but for now it was nice. Boiling water right there, and there's a regular river right here, and this is where they meet to make 38 degrees swimmable water. This is boiling, do not touch. 90 to 100. That's about 220, 230 Fahrenheit for those who don't read Celsius. You never really get used to this. Like this is, I've seen this a bunch of times, and it's always epic. It's always awesome to have, you know, boiling water. And you see there's a hose right there sucking in that water, and that goes into this pool right here. So when I woke up this morning, all of the things that, you know, should or shouldn't happen happened. I woke up with a terrible headache. I had to poop really bad. I was really thirsty. I felt like I was super dehydrated. And it was raining, and I felt I didn't have the appropriate clothing, which I did, but at that time I didn't feel like it. So this place was perfect because I got into the shower, I got to use the toilet, I got some fresh spring water, obviously straight from the tap, which is freaking phenomenal. And now I'm just hanging out here for a little while longer. So yeah, bring your towel unless you want to rough it like me, and then make sure you drink enough water, especially if you've been hot bathing a lot, because it's really dehydrating. And also make sure that you have all your cameras charged, because I have a GoPro and I wanted to go into the hot pool with the GoPro, but I didn't have it charged. So make sure you have all your cables and all your charging and everything ready to go, so you are not unprepared. But you live and you learn. And I'm doing all the falls, so you don't have to do them. You just do what I didn't do, or you don't do what I didn't do, and then you're all right. Okay, I'm gonna go chill for a couple more hours, or maybe an hour or so, have lunch, and then head off. Bye-bye. On the outskirts of a small town called Run, there's a place called Runelog, which means the spring of the town called Run. I was here a few years ago, and what really makes this place special is what you see in the background is this small cabin that they built on top of the hot river, so where you can change and you can relax, and it's kind of nice and cozy. They didn't want any charge before, but now they have this box here. And when I came here, the landowners were here with a big car saying like, you have to pay to get in, which I understand, especially when people leave it, you know, trashy behind. So if you come to a place, donate, but also leave the place better than you found it. Pick some trash with you, or at least don't leave your own trash there. This was day 2 and hot spring number 2. There's still one more to go. Got about an hour and a half to drive, and then the final place for tonight, and where I'm gonna rest as well. It's the second day. All good. Bye bye. Good morning, or good night, or whatever. It's about 3:50, a little bit before 4 a.m. I stopped here at this parking lot yesterday at about 5:30 when driving from the second hot spring, thinking I would go and check this place out, the lava volcanic expedition whatever place, museum of volcanic and lava explosions. I was gonna sleep for 1 hour before I felt really tired, and I woke up just now. So I definitely needed the rest. I had a terrible headache and I wasn't really feeling that well, so I needed the time. And my car has just really steamy windows right now. From the inside, there was a heart there. So now I'm gonna go to the third spot from yesterday, then drive a couple 100 kilometers, and then go to the first place of today. Let's see, I'm a little bit earlier now in movement, so I will have time to visit them all. And it's not raining anymore. Today was gonna be a little bit even sunny, so let's see how that goes. But the teaching of today is get your rest, don't drive when you're tired. The other night when I drove to the secret lagoon, I was a little bit too tired and I had to force myself to keep awake. I don't recommend to do that. So last night I thought, I'll stop here, maybe I'll go and see the exhibition, and I'll take my rest, and that's what I did. So now I feel great. I'm gonna have breakfast and then head off to the first exploration of today. Okay, so I might have said earlier in a post that I won't be that impressed by the scenery because I've been here a bunch of times before, but whenever I see Seljavallalaug, which is behind me, which is the volcano that erupted some years ago, I get a little bit impressed because it's huge and I feel myself so small. I finally got my car fixed. I had some issue with the battery, and I'm not certain it was me leaving the key in the ignition with the car turned off, or it was some other issue. I also had a small USB charger in the cigarette lighter, which has a small LED light, which might have run out the battery, but it shouldn't run it out. So I'm figuring that out. But while I'm at it, I got some cool scenery, and I'm off to my next destination, Seljalandsfoss, I think it was. I'll check it out the name later. But that's my next stop. I'm freezing, my hands are freezing. It's only 5 degrees warm. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I'm ready to get into the hot pool. Yay! At the foot of the volcano, Seljavallalaug, there's a waterfall called Seljalandsfoss. And I'm going to Seljavallalaug, which is the spring, but I haven't had my morning shower yet, so the waterfall sounds like a good place to take that, right? Right? Let's see. Okay, so here's the deal. I just went out to the waterfall and checked if I can swim there or not, and unfortunately, I can't. So, I have to go. Why? Because I'm a superhero and that's what we superheroes do. So, I got my swimming trunks on, check. I got my Vibrams on, check. I got my jacket just so I can have my key with me and a little bit of warmth when I get out of there. I got my water bottle to fill in some water at the waterfall because of course I have to get some water internally as well. I got a piece of chocolate. There we go. And I could say at this point, my name is Christoffer and this is Jackass.
A few moments later.
Okay, superhero waterfall shower number 1 done. Actually, it wasn't that cold, which was kind of crazy because, you know, it's melting glacier water. So that wasn't the bad part. I'm not saying it wasn't cold, it was cold as fuck. But that wasn't the hard part. The really hard part was getting into the waterfall because the water comes down with such power and intensity, ferocity, that it really hurts your skin. So if you would have like a diving suit on or something, that would be awesome. But going in nearly bare neck, just in my swimming trunks and my Vibrams, which are awesome by the way, it hurt a little bit my skin. The Vibrams are great because instantly when I come out they start warming because it's like a diving suit. So I highly recommend Vibrams when you go into waterfalls like this. So now I'm already starting to shake, which is good. It doesn't mean that I'm cold. I'm just cold, but it doesn't mean I'm cold. So I'm gonna jump in my car and drive about 30 minutes and get to the other side of Eyjafjallajökull and go there into the hot springs. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Seljavallalaug, and it's special because it's on the foot of the volcano Eyjafjallajökull. So it has a lot of energy. It doesn't look like much right now. It's just the actual pool is just behind the bend, and this is one of my favorite pools I've visited so far. I've been here before, so I know what it is, and yeah, it's cool. It's not really that super special. It just has a really kind of cool vibe to it. It's not that hot, but it's just a nice place. You'll see in a second. The one thing that makes it a little special is that it's about a 10-minute walk from the parking lot to get here. So it's not just, you know, driving next to the road and just jumping out and getting into water. You actually have to go through this first to get there, which makes it a little bit more special because you actually have to work for it. Okay, this is scenery I get impressed with. This is well worth the stop, well worth the wait. You got one river coming there, you got another river coming here, cold water, ice cold water, glacier water coming from up the mountain. I'm about halfway through, a few more minutes to go and I can already see the steam coming up. I'm so cold, but it's worth the wait. And there's the spot. Here he goes down the river, and this is the view to the other side. Oh, don't mind that. Disregard that one. Let's do this like that. Oh, how beautiful. Not that beautiful. Oh, how beautiful. Yes. Seljavallalaug. 7:30 in the morning. See how many people are here. This is just spectacular. This is just beautiful. Look at that. Look at the amount of people here. If you're gonna travel, if you're gonna come to these places, come early in the morning because this gets really crowded. Last time I was here, this was just filled with people. It was crazy. So it's so beautiful to be able to experience this just by myself, just me and nature. How awesome is that? So as I said, this is not one of the hottest pools out there. It's actually not that warm. It's good. It's good enough. So the thing that I showed you back there, the big man-made structure, that's the water separator. So they bring in the cold water from the glacier stream and the hot water from the hot spring and they mix it together. So maybe somebody should go and turn it up just a little bit so it would be even more steaming. I'm not complaining, it's awesome, but I do feel that some of the other pools that I go to and have already gone to are and will be much hotter. But this is awesome. It's just before 8 o'clock in the morning and it's just me and nature. So I'm gonna enjoy this for a while. Bye bye.